Yo, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 stretches that I do to increase flexibility in the ankle area so that I can get maximal stretch on calf raises to get maximal gains. Let's go. What we're going to be targeting today on the posterior side of the leg is the gastroc muscle along with the soleus muscle. The gastroc muscle is the superficial muscle you can see that makes a heart shape. The soleus runs underneath the gastrocnemius and is equally as important for pushing it out and getting well-defined calf muscles. As far as the anterior portion or the front of the leg, we're going to be targeting the anterior tibialis that runs lengthwise against the shin bone or the tibia. The first stretch I'm going to be doing today is the standing gastroc stretch. I find a vertical surface like the side of my gym or a wall, and I'm going to put one foot forward while keeping the back leg straight. I'm going to slowly bend my front knee and drive my back leg, the heel, into the ground. This provides a stretch all along the gastrocnemius. I hold it for 20 to 30 seconds and then I switch legs. Notice how I'm keeping my heel on the ground and driving it downwards to create the stretch. This to me is probably one of the most useful stretches and the one I get the most out of. If you can take note of the form of the stretch, the next one we'll go over is almost exactly the same. The second stretch that's a part of my routine is the standing soleus stretch. It's easy to transition to because it's the same position as the first stretch, except the back leg, I bend it at the knee, driving my knee towards the ground. This creates the stretch in the lower half of the lower leg. I hold it for 20 to 30 seconds and then I switch to the other leg. This stretch did take me a while to get used to, as my flexibility wasn't that great when I first started. The third stretch I use is just a heel stretch. It's kind of the same movement you do with the actual calf exercise. This is what you're going for when you're doing calf raises, is you're trying to maximize that stretch, driving that heel towards the ground. This is where the magic happens. So you notice how I put all the weight on the leg that I'm doing the stretch, and I just kind of maintain my balance with the other foot. Drive that heel towards the ground. It took me a couple weeks before I could actually stretch it all the way to the ground. The next stretch I do is a band stretch. Using a rubber band or a towel, I put it on the ball of my foot and pull my toes towards my torso. This stretch is really nice because I don't have to bear my body weight and I can apply as little or as much pressure as I like. I hold it for 20 to 30 seconds and then I switch legs. The next stretch I do is technically a yoga pose, downward facing dog. Basically, I make an A-frame, poke my butt in the air, and drive my heels towards the ground, creating a stretch all along the lower part of the leg. This stretch works great and is probably the hardest one I do. I still can't get my heels all the way to the ground, but hey, it works. My final stretch in my routine is the hero's pose, technically another yoga position. But basically what I do is I get on my knees and I point my toes and then I sit on my feet. When I first started doing this stretch, I couldn't sit all the way down because I didn't have the flexibility for it. But over time, I was able to go deeper into the stretch and really get that anterior tibialis. Right now, I'm only 14 days in on a 112-day calf growth challenge that I created. The goal is by the end of it to have big, bulky calf muscles. These 5 stretches have been incorporated into my routine every other day to enhance flexibility and maximize the stretch for maximal gains. They have helped me over the last couple weeks tremendously. hopefully you learned something from them too.